Hello, it's Leanne in Adelaide, and today I'm doing a garden tour with a big difference. I'm actually at a cemetery. It's called Centennial Park, not that far out of the city of Adelaide, about a 20-minute drive. They've got quite good gardens here, and I know it seems rather weird to come to a cemetery to do a garden tour, but I think you'll appreciate how nicely done it is. And at the moment they've got some sculptures in the park, additional sculptures to ones they normally have, so I'm going to go and have a look at those. Here we've got a butterfly sculpture. You know, they do talk about how sculptures can invoke emotions and feelings, so it's interesting that they've chosen to put these sculptures in a cemetery where feelings could be running very strong. So let's just see what the next one is across the road over here. I really like this one. This one is called Doe with Fawn at Foot. And when you come up close you can see how, you know, it seems to be made up of bits of junk. So from a distance it's just so clever. And up front you can see the detail in there. Unlike here, for example, I'm going to zoom in, come in close. There's like an old spanner along there. I rather like that one. Very clever use of materials. And it's not hard at all to try and guess what it is. Quite like this structure here. This little avenue here, I'm liking this one a lot. So that's just behind the area of the contemplation court. So you've got some rather grand, appears to be grand plinths or whatever. And there's a bit of whimsy here, I don't mind that. Look, we've got a little piggy sitting by the pond. Behind some variegated ginger, but not much variegation is showing. Coming up here we've got a few more sculptures. I don't think they're I think these are the permanent structures. There's no little sign next to them. Okay, we've got these weird dog things which look very Egyptian, and don't ask me what they are because I've got no idea, but I've certainly seen a similar form to that before. They're sort of just guarding that little path, and there's somewhere to sit and have your lunch or whatever. Now these are great. Grevilleas, Australian native. This could be Nellie Kelly, and they've standardised them. So you've got a little avenue of those. Now this isn't really their flowering time. When they're in full flower the birds would be going mad on that. And then at the end, lovely open ball sculpture. And again, this is a permanent one. So, liking this one too. You can see through it, but not a lot. This whole little area is very cute. And a few more conifers over this side. And what do you think of that horse's head? Not bad, is it? Let's come around to the front so we can see it a bit better. Yeah, nicely done. Look at this. That's I think there's a nickname of that called Cousin It, and that looks funny. It looks great. Just these cushiony blobs, and some standard blobs. I think they look great, all in one little area. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a almost studio tropical garden over here. That looks quite nice. A few water lilies. Now that's one of the plants I've been wanting to get for a while. It's called a rice paper plant, or tetrapanax. I believe they self-seed everywhere, but I just love the big leaves. That one's looking a bit like it needs fertiliser. Got a little bit of lime-induced chlorosis going on. And they're just a lovely little mixture of plants here. Nice little area just to sit under. It's got a bench there. Got the sound of running water. I think they've done this really nicely. They haven't overdone it, made it look quite relaxed. And some more water lilies through there. And got that frangipani that's leaning right over. I like that. See, that's what I like about this whole place. Yes, you've got some formality about it. It's a cemetery after all. But there's, you know, nature just likes to be left to let it do its thing a bit, and you don't try and tame it too much. Another little bridge. So this whole area is really nice. I can't say I've ever been here before. Look at all those water lilies there. I guess they've just let them spread as they wish. Alright, let's go and have a look at another part of the garden. So this is called Springbank Creek. And again, another use of some standardised natives. There's some sort of acacia, lending a little bit of formality. There's a Dracaena marginata. Lots more natives planted here. Most of them left to their own devices to create their own shape. But again, just a little bit of formality, a little bit of clipping here and there. That looks like a bottle brush. So that would be interesting when that flowers. And they've made use of lots of seats and benches everywhere. People can sit and contemplate, just spend a bit of time. That seat's even got a couple of plaques on there as well. Here we've got a beautifully maintained area, and it's a Centennial Park War Cemetery, and that's honouring our veterans and just immaculate. I like the way that they haven't gone absolutely rigid with the plants, but nicely mown lawn, beautiful headstones that haven't gone all sort of discoloured and horrible. I don't know how much upkeep that takes, but you can see the lovely little rose. I just think this is so nicely done. It's got an Australian feel about it without that rigidity of all the plantings. And I think it's nice to have some like flowers around, like that'll pop up every now and then over seasons, which you've got jonquils coming up now, and then you've got some perennials like little shrubs, and some of them have been clipped a bit, but they haven't gone overboard with it. Looks really nice, and every way you look at it, they're just the lines, yeah, really, I don't know, pleasing on the eye. Just the different angles that you see. I think this is a lovely little area. From a distance, I didn't have to guess what this one was going to be called, and having come up to the sign nearby, it is called Infinity, so no surprises there. I like the way they've positioned it between the two conifers as well. And it says that infinity changes form but has no end. I hope this inspires the viewer to recall fond memories of those that have passed, knowing that their spirit lives on through those memories. That's very nice. So most of the sculptures today are this, I don't know if it's caution steel or just normal rusted steel. They look a bit better when the sun catches them. This is quite interesting. Some sort of bowl. Oh, there's my shadow. Hello, shadow. Now, I like the story behind this one. So this is called Highcroft Urn. The urn took on a new meaning one day when I found two of my grandchildren sitting in it deep in conversation. It became a crucible of youth, beauty, innocence, optimism and hope. And a bit of formality, got some squared off, pruned natives. So this one's a bit different. It's done in the materials that you'd actually see in a cemetery, like sort of stone and marble, that type of thing. And it's got a circle, just different colours, and again, it's even a little vista through the hole there. It's quite nice. And I like this bungalow palm. Now it looks like they've started cataloguing some of the things, because this one has got a sign that says individual tree 124. So they probably have an arborist, or an arborist, however you say it. I'm guessing you can see some work's been done on it, and they're trying to keep them safe and healthy. And this is called the Peace Court, this area. Like that kind of slightly tropical jungly look. And the same kind of mixture style with your English trees, your European type trees, Australian natives, and even plants that you don't normally think are made into standards, they make them into standards. So again, and this is now August, so winter in Adelaide, the plants are really looking fairly healthy. Sometimes this time of the year they look a bit daggy, they're suffering from the cold weather. You got a little tiny pond planted out, some stone one. Got this tropical field just here, little tiny pocket of it, tree ferns. It's like one little garden bed made out, and they probably water it a bit extra. I'm liking that. Look at that, lovely. New fronds about to emerge. Well, I've got other things to do today. I've got an appointment in about an hour's time. I need to get home and get ready and get going. So it's goodbye from Leanne in Adelaide. Thanks for watching.